Hi, everybody. This is the Baseball Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion, your host, the Hut, and we're back here in New York City. Now, the Met game is still going on. I had to record this video because I'm going to be doing a live stream on the Baseball Hut 2, talking about the MLB draft, and we'll see who the Mets draft. And it's going to be a while, so if you come by, come at the end of the show. Come around 9, 10 o'clock. That's when you'll probably see the Mets draft. Some even later than that, but before we get into this wonderful video, please, of course, subscribe to the Baseball Hut and let me know what you think. Max Scherzer. Max Scherzer is the future Hall of Famer. He's got over 3,000 hits. He's got a couple no-hitters. Again, he's come up small in the game. The Mets need this game. Mets need him to pitch well in this game, and really, there's nothing that can compare to an ace coming up big, and he came up small again. In 5 innings, he gave up 5 runs, all of them to Manny Machado, who's been struggling this year. 3 walks. The first innings have destroyed this team. And all the crooked numbers in the first inning, 3 more runs in the first inning by Max Scherzer. It's impossible to win games. It's impossible to do anything right. And Max has done nothing right. I mean, he's got a lot of wins. He's done a good job getting, scooping up those wins. But when it comes to getting big ass, just can't get it. Took that $45 million without a problem. Took the $45 million from Steve Cohen without a problem. But I don't know. I am getting to a point where I have no faith in him. There's no. Why would anybody have faith in him? And it's probably because of the age. He needs a walker to get up to the plate. But it's a complete total disaster with him as a guy that you expect to pitch great and big spots. He's not done that with the Mets. We can go down the line. He didn't pitch well against the Braves last year in October. He did not show up in Game 1 against the Padres last year. He didn't pitch well against the Braves when they needed one of the games down in Atlanta. He didn't come up big. The Mets needed this game. And I would mention, as well as they have played over that 6-game winning streak, they're still, as I do this video, 5 games under, with the possibility of being 6 games under 500. That is so important to get above 500 for this team, and they are not going to do that going into the All-Star break. And he has contributed to it. His numbers are so crazy. In 16 starts, he's given up 18 home runs. In 87 innings, he's given up 18 home runs. What am I talking about? 18 home runs. Last year in 145 innings, he gave up 13 home runs. Now, Scherzer's been a guy that'll give up home runs. Verlander gives up home runs. But this is just outrageously hard. And then to top it off, he's walking batters. And you can give up home runs. There have been plenty of great pitchers who've given up home runs, but they never get beat in the game. And this guy's getting beaten, and the Mets are getting beaten when he's on the mound. So it's impossible to sort of figure out what's going on with him. It's probably the age, I would think. And logging in all these innings. I don't think there's an injury. I just don't think he has it anymore. But to look at the team overall, they've played better. Obviously, that win on Friday night was great. Alvarez, he's going to be a star for a long time. He's going to be the best catcher in the National League. He needs to refine the catching a little bit. He needs to get experience, playing every day in the major league level. But he is about as good of a catcher as I've seen in a long time. And to do it at such a young age, that's one of the real positives here. Curtis Senga, who I predicted was going to make the All-Star team, and he made the All-Star team. I'm still sticking to my prediction that he's going to win the Rookie of the Year. Mets got 2 candidates now for Rookie of the Year, Alvarez and Senga. And it's going to be a tough battle with them and Ellie De La Cruz and and Corbin there in Arizona. But let's sort of give you a summation of the team, just so you know. I still don't feel positive about this team just based on 3 months of play. Every good team has bad streaks. Every bad team has good streaks. Look at the Oakland A's. They got off one of the worst starts in the history of baseball, and they kind of turned it around. That they're probably going to lose 100 games, but they're not going to challenge the 62 Mets now. And we've seen this enough times, and even great teams will play, great, and they'll have a bad patch. And this Met team, for 3 months, played uninspired baseball, weren't getting good pitching, weren't playing good defensively, just sort of going through the motions to a certain degree. I would mention they are playing hard. But the problem with this team is the result just isn't there. And when you don't have the result, that's the most important thing, is the result. Now, what's going to happen in the second half? Well, that is all up to this team. Now, they come back from the break playing the Dodgers. They're going to be playing the Yankees as well. They're going to have a bit of an interesting schedule for the last 2-3 weeks of before the trade deadline. Personally, I would start moving a lot of these players just to sort of change things up a little bit. Mark Canna's not playing, although he's probably going to be playing now with Tommy Pham hurting his groin. My groin! It's probably what he said when he was in the outfield. But anyway. You have a situation where you have these veteran players. I'd like to see, Mark Vientos play at some point every day. I'd like to see Ronnie Mauricio play. Maybe, just maybe, they come back into the race. Maybe they get back to the race. Going into yesterday, they were still 6.5 games back at the final wild card spot. So I know a lot of teams will leapfrog. It's a lot of teams to jump over. A lot of teams to go past. Now, what I think they're going to do, I don't think they're going to do much. I don't think they're moving too many pieces. They'll probably bring in a piece here where they don't have to move any prospects or any name players. You'll probably see stupid trades like what they did with the Mariners during the week. This thing with Trevor Gott, and I know people disagree with me. Chris Flexen was going to get released. Why are you taking on his money and then say, well, we're taking this money in so we can bring in Trevor Gott? Trevor Gott has pitched on 6 teams. He's pitched on multiple teams. Taking on Chris Flexen's contract and releasing him is a waste of money. $4 million was wasted on that trade. Why? Why did the Mets do that trade? It didn't make any sense a week ago, and still doesn't make any sense. Now, the Escobar trade made sense. They brought in some 2 young pitchers that they're going to be prospects, But this deal with Trevor Gott makes no sense. If you wanted to trade Muckenhirn for Gott straight up, fine. But why are you taking Flexen? He was going to get released by the Mariners. They were going to eat that money. I mean, Trevor Gott is not, again, I'll say this again, he's not Mariano Rivera. He's not one of the nasty boys. He's not John Franco. He's not Armando. He's not even Armando Benitez, for God's sake. He's not even Jeurys Familia. He's not Addison Reed. Those guys were very good relievers and great relievers. This guy is a run-of-the-mill guy, 30 years old. And the Mets, will take on Chris Flexen's money just to make the deal right. That's stupid. It's so stupid. So that's the kind of trades, the silly trades that I see the Mets doing as we get close to the deadline. Hopefully they don't trade anything of value to these other teams. Now, don't trade any of the depth. Just trade away pieces that aren't going to hurt your future. And that's it. Now, speaking of the future, we're going to have the MLB draft. So as I post this video, I'll probably be on live. And please come on over and say hello. Hi, how are you? Come by and say hello. And I'm going to do the draft. That channel's doing really well. I'll put the link in. Subscribe. I'll put it in the community so you can watch. And I'll come by and say hello, like I said. Couple of things. I keep forgetting to mention this. I sell products on this channel. So if you like my channel, if you like me, please go over and check it out. Just go on, if you're on your mobile, you'll see products pop up underneath. Click on that. I got a whole bunch of different hats. I've sold stuff on there. People like the products. It's quality. You get it through YouTube. I don't have anything to do with it. You go there, you order it, you get it within a few days, and that's it. So so go there and check it out. And I got a bunch of different things. Let me know what you like, what you don't like. I keep forgetting to mention it. But anyway, before I forget, like I said, I'm a Mets fan. I love the Mets. And I will tell you what I think about a player. I'll give you an example. Francisco Lindor, I said this, he's not a clutch hitter. When he gets all these RBIs and home runs, it's in clusters. It's in games that are blowouts. He'll get them in spurts. But when they need him to get a big hit, he doesn't get it. Now, at the same time, his numbers warrant that he goes to the All-Star break and go and be part of the All-Star team. He deserved it. And I thought it was very difficult for him not to get there. So I felt bad, and that's why I did a video. I took the video down because I know it was irritating a lot of people. Probably a lot of people that don't like Lindor and then saying I'm contradicting myself. I do not contradict myself ever. Number one thing is I want the Mets to win the World Series like we all do. I want to see them do the best they can with the best team on the field. And that's how I feel. Now they're going to be picking number 32 in the draft. So it's going to be a while, folks, before we get to talk about the Mets. And I'll talk about baseball during that live stream. So thank you for watching the Baseball Hut. Please subscribe, and I'll see you later.